been reported pranks, everybody, gone wild. It's not just this year, but including the bomb scare in schools, right? The most recent one that we're hearing about with the public health inspector at the reopening of Crab Circle has many of us asking, what is going on, and have people gone too far for clicks and likes on social media? Well, this morning we're talking it through with social media influencer Russhaine Dutty joining us on set. Good morning.
Good morning.
How them get you out of your bed this time of morning?
That's the same thing.
I do not know, but I'm glad to see you.
How you good?
Yeah, man.
These pranks are not new. Mm-hmm. Like, pranks have become a real thing in social, to the point where we see people who've been killed because of it. What is happening?
I just think, listen, it's a social media and being able to monetize likes, comments, and shares. It's definitely going to give people an incentive to continue to push in the limits and to be more outrageous. And so, like, I remember there was a case in America where they tried to do a robbery prank at a particular store, and there was a licensed firearm.
Yeah,
somebody lost their life. There was another prank that I think it was happening in the UK where they went up to strangers' homes and tried to go in. Say there's somebody else, and the prank was to see if you could get for us access somebody's property. And of course, these were 18, 17, 19-year-olds. And it begs the question, did they not think that this could actually have a different outcome? But when you're able to monetize off the scandalous nature of how people interact with social media, I think it gives somebody like them an incentive to do more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're mentioning international trends. What have we seen at home in terms of how far people are willing to go?
I mean, I think it was some time ago there was a prank where it was a robbery prank, and I think it was in Half a Tree and
at the ATM.
At the ATM.
Yes, and I'm actually familiar with the individual. And for these type of things, sometimes younger content creators, they'll come to me and I'll give some advice. But for them, they're so focused on, I want to get the virality, I want people to talk about it, that they're not looking about different factors and, thinking about the law, thinking about who they might be affecting. That is lost on them, because for them, if they're like, I'm doing a regular video and I can only get 15,000 views, when I do this, it will end up on a newspaper. There will be a conversation about it. So even when everyone is talking about the dangers, all they are hearing, I am viral.
But how do you monetize that?
And so, because of YouTube, you put this on a YouTube platform now, AdSense is there. And so the more views you get, the more engagement, of course.
Because not everybody knows what AdSense is.
AdSense is what YouTube, Google uses to pay content creators. Mm-hmm. So all of the ads that you see when you say skip in 3 minutes, that is AdSense. That is funded by
But are you suggesting that I'm going to do something that could harm somebody and somebody is going to pay me for that?
Not necessarily pay you for it,
but I'm going to earn from it?
Yeah, if the video reaches a certain amount and gets a certain amount of engagement on the platform, you could potentially...
No, I understand video, but I am talking about something that someone can get hurt here. I'm doing something that's absolutely crazy, and I'm going to earn from that?
But funny enough, that is social media. Because let's just say if it is not even on YouTube, let's just say it's on Instagram where you're not necessarily earning, but if it goes viral, somebody could ask you to go and host a party.
Wherever you upload it.
Wherever you upload it, the video goes viral, people know, all of a sudden, you have a party named Kidnap Thursdays.
You're okay with that?
No, I'm not okay with it. Because I believe that because I started out, as one of the early content creators here that managed to kind of go corporate and really helped to spearhead and kind of move away the idea that content creators were just fool and certain type of thing. And that is something that I really stick with. I don't like when I say things like this, because what it is that you enter a space and it just kind of shows that you lack a little bit of, intelligence. Because there's one leg where you focus on being viral, but another part is that you still have to remember, know your limit. There's something that says limit.
Know you're limited.
Know you're limited. I remember there was a content creator that did a video, and I saw the video and I was just like, yo, why would you show this? And I realized that some people just don't know.
Did you speak to the content creator?
Yes.
Are
did
they
not want to
receptive?
listen. No. The same type of concerns that you tend to have where a lot of the older dancehall artists talk to the younger ones and, you try to say, hey, maybe do this. They're not so, because they're thinking listen, I went viral when I did this. I didn't go viral, so clearly it's working for me. And so this content creator did a video. It was a robbery prank. Somebody pulled out their firearm. Face is exposed in the video. And now I'm just like, if this person didn't want the whole of Jamaica to know that I'm walking with a licensed firearm, that's out there, but that is not a part of the conversation.
Sim mentioned at the top about the recent one at the Crab Circle. From what I was reading, that gentleman could be fined $500,000 or go to jail for 6 months. If you knew that beforehand, you would still do something like that?
No.
Just because you want the likes and stuff like that?
No, but the thing is that I don't think a lot of people, they spend the time to really think about the type of content that they're creating and the implications. And so when I looked at that particular video, I saw when it was being promoted, and it was promoted to get the engagement. I think with what happened with social media, be like, this is not so right. Then that particular content creator did put out the disclaimer. Okay, you know, you can't edit in post and put out that before the video, and to say that it was a social experiment. But I don't buy that. I think that was after the fact. So that was done in post just before posting the video to kind of smoothen the blow.
And let me put an extension to that question. If for whatever reason, and I'm not suggesting he should or shouldn't, but if for whatever reason he's either fined or go to jail, you think that will stop other pranksters from doing stuff like that?
No, because this conversation...
It won't stop them.
No, this conversation lost on them. It will be lost on them. They'll see it because it's very... And we saw it even in the Crab Circle incident. You could be trying to talk sense to someone, they're only focused on one thing. So in that crab incident, everybody was just saying, hey, think about the health implications. That person was focused on, she bad mind me, I should try to fight me. The other stuff that we are having a discussion about, and it's the same thing for some of these pranksters. This ability, because you saw it, like they're doing interviews, that's huge, you know. The fact that they were able to get into the system and end up on a platform, get interviewed by so many media houses, that is the focus.
But that was also the demise. So clearly you're not thinking about what happens on the back end. In the moment is one thing, but if you're going to go and impersonate to the point where you end up in local news, you've got to at some point, I don't care if you're 9 or 19, Rush, you got to at some point see that this can have adverse implications.
Well, hopefully no.
Yeah, but are other people going to see this now? Because we have this thing in media also where we say no publicity is bad publicity. So here we are talking about this guy, right? And there may be somebody else who would love to end up being the topic of debate. So it might push copycats, or will it be a warning to people to not do this? I
think it will be a warning if I just think, people different. So for somebody like me, it would definitely be a warning. But for others who are risk takers and really want to push the boundaries, and we've seen it where social media and especially like culture right now rewards a lot of bad behavior. We saw it the other day where that guy was trying to get the guy out of the people out of the taxi, and then he was handed so these things tend to happen. And I'm telling you, as much as we might talk about it, there is a part of society that will reward him. So when he jumps out in the street and somebody says, boy, you do that, that for him is validation. And so we are here to discuss it. And so he will only just, be faced with the consequences, have to deal with it. But I don't think some of them will listen.
I don't know what your limits are, but do you do pranks?
No, but I would, but I tend for normal limits, because you see, I have one different voice. That with my voice, I like, the other voice come out and be like point of information. Yes. And some people don't have that point of information voice. And so there's a way, even that prank that he did, it could have gone away, where I would have probably contacted, if that was a true social experiment, I would have contacted somebody from the health authority and say like, hey, let's do a side-by-side. You in your uniform, me in my uniform. You go up, I come there after, and see if like there will be a difference, and you kind of create a sort of an awareness that is rooted in the fact that you're really trying to do a social experiment instead of you're chasing.
But where is the thought process, Russhaine? Even if you go back to the one at the ATM. Mm-hmm. I mean, if I come out at ATM and somebody try, I could have dropped down dead right. So don't you think about that? When I say you, but don't you think that somebody can get hurt here? Somebody could die, as you said. Somebody did die.
True. But Neville, you see, if you speak to some of the people, if you speak to them, you understand exactly why it's not a consideration. You have to realize that people are people and they have a certain background. And for them, the empathy and the sort of care, it's absent. It's just a fact of
our
matter.
cost.
You are an opportunity for me
Yeah.
to go viral and to
Yeah.
bust. And
Yeah.
so if I surprise you right at across the sidewalk and you end up just dropping at the traffic and something happens,
So,
it's so. But that's not the primary concern.
Wow.
you feel like an old foot in this business now?
Do what? When I start becoming like, back in my day, that's not, yeah, man, it has started, but I'm welcoming it.
Wow.
Any lesson here that content creators and influencers can learn?
I think the same thing, just know your limit. And before you always have someone in your circle that can actually, give you an idea of the implications of whatever stunt that you're trying to do. So just have context. So if you have a lawyer friend, if you have somebody just knows the social landscape, if you can reach out to a older content creator like myself and just say, hey, how could I spin this if I want to get this outcome? Do that.
Wow.
Yeah, I said earlier that I was reading that gentleman could be in some trouble. Online, is there anything online that say you can't do this or you're not supposed to do that, or it's a free for all?
Well, posting on YouTube, they have their own terms and conditions. So, we have stuff in terms of nudity, certain language, content that you can stay away from. But for a video like this, it would really be something with the country, So when it comes to certain types of pranks like this, there is a room for you to be able to post stuff and be able to have it monetized.
All right. Thanks for coming this morning.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Good to see you. Social media influencer, Russhaine Berry. For some reason, I don't want to call him Berry. It sounds like him want beard when you say that.
Well, you're not wrong. I'm joking. Yeah, I know. Know. Coming up, we're catching up with actress Kimberly Patterson after this. You can go and go sleep. Go back to sleep.